Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I already started filming, but I got a phone call and I decided to just delete that footage because I was over it. So I had already put on my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and my e.l.f. brow pomade. So now I'm going to use my, I think it's Black Radiance, the Color Perfect Liquid Makeup. It's an oil-free foundation, and I think it's in Cocoa Bean. I'm just gonna apply that all over my face. Oh, it's super windy. But the topic that I wanted to talk about was health, and in particular weight loss, because I am currently on that journey for myself at the moment, and I wanted to kind of do a video on like what I've been finding that was helping me at the moment with, like, especially with the circumstances. We're in the middle of a Peter Pan and gyms aren't open, and I feel like a lot of people find a lot of motivation through gyms, but being able to like leave your house and kind of do something. So I've been trying to figure out ways in which to still be motivated about like working out and stuff like that without having access to a gym at the moment, because I do feel like once gyms start being safer to be in and like opening up more, I feel like I definitely will have more of an opportunity to like have more structure when it comes to working out, or at least variety. But I have been, my like the first few steps that I took were not physical based, like not in the sense of like working out, but it was definitely like food wise. And one of the things that I definitely started doing more was eating more. And it sounds weird to say that when you're trying to lose weight, and it's weird to say you're trying to eat more when you're trying to lose weight. And I do have an explanation for that. Since I used to skip breakfast and other meals as a college student, it's pretty normal to do so. Unfortunately, it's either you don't have time, or in my case, it was just like me and cooking were not friends, and we still kind of aren't yet good friends, but I'm starting to learn how to cook more. And if I wasn't eating like the food that I cooked, then I was eating out, and that can really harm your budget. So that was definitely the reason why I wasn't eating as much. I also just like time wise and stress, and not being motivated to do anything basically. But now I think, especially since I know like I need to eat more in order to be on this health journey, I'm learning to cook more for myself and feed myself more for sure. And especially because my body has gotten used to it, because the past couple of weeks now I've been doing this. So I definitely do get hungrier more often now, because I don't eat. So I'm eating more in the sense of like every couple of hours I eat. I'm not exactly eating more in quantity. I'm probably eating the same amount that that I used to eat, but now I'm giving my body more time to kind of like burn off a lot of the energy that I've consumed before I give it more. And I've also learned to kind of stop eating when I'm actually full, instead of forcing myself to like finish a meal, which I used to do a lot, and now I don't do that anymore. Because I just learned my lesson. I don't need to force myself to finish eating food. I'm okay. Like it's fine to have leftovers, and it's better in that sense, because if I have leftovers in those next 2 or 3 hours, I probably will get hungry again. So I just have like food to eat. So kind of like splitting the meals that you cook does help a lot. And realizing when you're actually full, and it's gonna take a while for you to kind of like figure that out, because if you're used to, like, especially for me, I was used to eating a whole bunch in 2 or 3 meals a day. So now I'm trying to adjust. So the same amount that I was eating for those meals before, I'm not eating now. I'm probably eating half of that. And so I have to learn to kind of like know where to stop with my body, knowing not to overfill myself too much, because I will be eating in 3 hours again anyways. So definitely eating more spread out, like 3 or 4 hours apart. Also, what I have been eating, one thing I'm not doing, and I will never do, is stop myself from eating what I want to eat. So I've definitely still had my fair share of like desserts, sweets, whatnot. And some people will say that that's bad and that's their business, but I do still think that we should still allow ourselves to indulge, because once you start constricting the food that you are like you should eat, like once you start kind of associating that with negativity, it will lead you to like kind of want it more, in my opinion. Not telling yourself, oh, I shouldn't eat sweets, I'm not going to eat sweets for 2 months or whatever. That's an emotional and mental battle that you're going to put yourself through, and for what? When you could just say, I'm not going to eat, a whole bag of Skittles today. I'll eat half the bag. Like, you know what I mean? It's better to do that way rather than constricting yourself, because then you're not eating when you get to that food. And I take it as like kind of like when people cheat, they have their cheat days, especially people who like weight train and whatnot. Like they eat a whole bunch of like random ass junk food, and I don't think they're actually eating it for the sense of like, it's not really for the sense of satisfaction, to be honest with you. Like you're eating I saw The Rock post a picture and he was eating a giant cookie, and I'm like, at that point, like, you're not eating it for the sense of it's a dessert. You're eating it because it's considered a cheat meal. And that's like a mental thing. It's not like, oh, I'm about to enjoy this giant piece of sugar. Like, that's not the point. I don't think so. I don't sense that anymore. I was just putting on NYX Full Coverage Concealer, and this is in the shade Nutmeg, which is one of my favorites. But yeah, I don't know. And for some people, it might be different. Like, cheat meals might actually mean, like, oh, I'm about to indulge in some sweets. Like, I really, really like sweets, whatnot. And, oh, I can enjoy the flavor, etc. But I don't tend to see that. And when I watch these videos of them, like, showing their meals, I find it to just be, like, you're stuffing your face with junk food, like, at that point. So I don't, not that I don't support cheat meals, but I don't support, like, normal people just deciding, oh, I'm gonna stop allowing myself to eat something. Like, that's not I don't think that will help you out at all. I think that will do more harm than good. And it's giving a lot of emotional weight to food, which that's a whole other issue that we can dive into in another video, because emotional attachments to food is a real thing. Eating disorders are a real thing, so that's something to be mindful of, and that exists in this world, and like people go through it. I've had my fair share of moments within that, and luckily I'm out of it, but like there are people who are still in it, which is why I think like the healthiest thing to do for yourself is still allowing yourself to eat the food like that you would usually eat. Just don't constrict yourself. And in another sense of food, I think providing yourself a bit of variety does help. I see a lot of these like diets, which I'm super against. I don't believe in diet culture at all. They tend to tell you to eat the same thing, like, oh, for breakfast have an egg, a boiled egg and a piece of toast, and it's like the same breakfast every day for a week. That's not enjoyable to me. I would be miserable, very, very miserable, if I had to go through that. Like, I think I would be just like, I feel like that would start to impact how I interact with people on a regular basis. I'd just be cranky all the time, because I know I'd be hungry. I'm not, and even if your body starts getting used to it, like, at the end of the day, you have to stop doing it at a certain point. And at a certain point, it could get to the point where it's unhealthy for you. So I don't think that that's the best way to go about it. Look at that snatch. I'm getting much better at this. Shout out to Jackie Aina for teaching me these things. This is the 16-hour e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade Rich Ebony. It's a concealer, but I use it as a contour. I plan on buying the concealer shade when I have extra funds to like indulge in miscellaneous purchases. But for now, we're trying to stay within budget. But yeah, I don't agree with like those type of diets. I don't think it will help me. I need something more sustainable. Like if I'm going to lose this weight and kind of help myself be in a healthier headspace, I need to have something that's sustainable. And the only sustainable thing for me is being able to eat whatever I need to eat whenever I want to eat it. If I choose tomorrow to go out for lunch with friends and decide to buy, I don't know, tacos, and it comes in with 4 tacos, and it's like it's fried fish, whatever, like that's still food. I'm not about to be like, oh well, I can't eat out because da 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 da. No, I'm not doing that to myself. It's not gonna help me. I already know myself. I can't do that, and I don't think that it's fair for people to have to do that. I think we should all be able to indulge in the food that we want to eat. I don't think we need to like stop eating food in order to stop eating certain foods to lose weight. I think it's all based on quantity at that point. It's like, if you stop eating it so much, then you could like help yourself lose weight. So I'm not about to do like I love chips, and I'm not gonna stop eating chips. That's for sure. But I've learned to like avoid certain chips because those Takis and those hot Cheetos, all that, like you could eat that, but for me, my body has started to reject them. So like if I eat it, I will throw up. So at this point, I am just cool with my Smart popcorn and my Doritos. But I'm not gonna stop myself from eating chips just because people think it's unhealthy. I won't eat a whole bag in a day. I'm starting to like learn off of that. But I'm not gonna say that I didn't used to do that, because I did. But like I've learned to like appreciate snacks more instead of eating them as if they were meals. But that's just like I'm against the whole concept of like stopping myself from eating certain food. I'm not about to do that for myself. I think I deserve more, in my opinion. And well, that's like what I think that's like the new things that I've kind of like felt towards food, is that in the sense of like physical exercise and whatnot. I actually haven't been doing like very rigorous things, but not gonna lie though, those Chloe Ting workouts sometimes she doesn't label them as HIIT workouts, but they really just be doing that for me in that sense. But I do like a variety of workouts. I have like focus areas for myself, and that's kind of where it all started. Like I know that I want like a flatter stomach, and I want to like shape my butt a little bit more, and that's just what I would prefer from myself. If those two happen, I don't want to lose any of my thighs. I feel like my thick thighs are fine. Like that's my own personal opinion on myself, and that's all that matters. And everyone's different, and so that's why I can't like say, oh, this is the workout you should do, this is the workout you should do. I would recommend like trying to do a whole bunch of different workouts and figuring out what you actually enjoy. I have started walking more, so I don't know if anybody knows who Lydia Dinga is, but she's a UK YouTuber. She has a challenge, and I think hers is like 15K steps. I'm not there yet, in the sense of being able to do 15K. But, I did 10K once or twice, and for the most part, I stay around the 7,000, 8,000 region when it comes to doing like walking workouts. So I'll just walk to like a really far place, and I guess the privilege of living in New York City is like, if I walk somewhere, I'll most likely end up somewhere like kind of new and novel to myself. So it's like I'm getting to know the city more while also getting my workouts in. But also workouts don't always have to be things that make you sweat or make you like heavy breathing. It could be yoga. That's another form of like good exercise. Actually, when I first, like last year, when I first started like being super serious about getting my health together, I talked to my doctor, and my doctor actually recommended for me to start by doing yoga. And for me, that was kind of weird because all all my life prior to having this doctor, I was told to like, you know, go running or like do some kind of go to the gym and do some cardio or whatnot. He was like, no, you should start off with just yoga because like that's still good for you. It's building elasticity. It's good for your body. You're still getting like your breathing in. Your body will still think it's physical activity, like similar to just walking. That's also just normal physical activity. So just learning how what you actually enjoy, in the sense of working out and sticking to it. I think another thing is, the good thing about having a variety of workouts that I would want to do is not feeling like I am constricted. So I don't tend to move away from doing my workout of the day. Like for the past couple weeks, I have done my workouts every day. I even do them on the weekend when I'm not even in the dorm and I'm staying over at my partner's place because I know I still want to do it. I still want to get my workout in. I don't feel obligated. I feel more encouraged in the sense that I know how my body is right now and I feel more awake and alive and active, and I would like to keep it that way. And if working out is doing that for me, then I will continue to do that. But I think it does get to an unhealthy phase when it's like, oh, I need to work out. I have to do this. I have to do that. Like, this is like absolutely necessary. It's not. Health and weight loss are two different things, but both of them could be altered without having to do physical activity too much. So that's something that I think is very important to know. You don't necessarily need to go to the gym and like work out for an hour to be able to get to a healthier part of life or like lose weight. You can do those 15-minute Chloe Ting workouts in like a day and you will see a difference. Or there are even apps that do like 7 minutes. My friend, she does those and she sees a huge difference, and that's like 7 minutes in your day just working out. For some people it may be hard, and I understand that like difficulty is relative, but like that's a good start. And then eventually you can move up if you'd like, but don't like just jump into doing hour workouts if you know that you're more of a sedentary person, like you are not as active. Like start off slow. It's okay. And in my opinion, your body will probably react better to the slower, smaller workouts because you are already like not as active. So this little tiny change can make a huge difference over time. I was using the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. This is a sample from Sephora. When this runs out, I will be buying the actual thing. For blush, I'm going to be using my Nouveau Neutrals 26 color shadow palette from BH Cosmetics. And they have a very pretty color right here that fits me perfectly in my skin tone because it's like, it's kind of neutral, a neutral like coral color. And for my blush, I've learned this on TikTok actually. You should put your blush here instead of putting it on the apples of your cheek because it drags your face down. Shout out to social media for teaching me makeup tips. So, and I also feel like it just makes me look more plump and healthy. I do not know. Yeah, look. And then on your nose. I always do my nose because it's really cute. Just a real red nose. Alright, and my highlight shade is also in this palette. I'm going to use this mixture of both. I dip into both this golden champagne color, and I just put a little bit on the high points on my cheek. Yep. And I'm gonna do it for the other part. So my hair is annoying me. I should have clipped it up. Yep, perfect. So it's pretty even, very pretty. And down the nose as well. So yes, in terms of like working out and stuff like that, that's like where I'm at the moment. And my goal is always to do like 30 minutes because I've always been pretty active. So from my relative scale, like 30 minutes is where it starts to get like hard. If I do one Chloe Ting video, it's not enough for me. I can already tell, like, I'm like, oh, I'm not out of breath. Like, I need more for myself. So, you know, you can evaluate that on your own and kind of experiment, you know, start off small. But for me, it's been 30 minutes or more. And when I do like kind of like, especially walking workouts, walking takes so long. So that's usually like an hour either way, like minimum. So it's not hard to meet my minimum for myself, but also I don't force myself to like meet my minimum too much. Like I usually just do it without even thinking. But if I don't meet 30 minutes, I'm not going to keep going if I'm exhausted, because there are those days where you feel tired and you don't feel like working out, and that's going to happen on a regular. And you should just be nicer to yourself about it. Like if you don't end up working out that day, don't like blame yourself or like freak out about it. You know, you could always start off the next day, take it as like a mental health day, and then keep pushing. These lashes that I'm applying are from Amazon. I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of want to buy some new lashes from Amazon, because I've been seeing, I hate to talk about this app too much, but I've been seeing some of the girls on TikTok recommend some lashes, and those look really nice, and they're comparable in price to these, so I might be trying new lash styles in the future. What I will say is, before you kind of start a journey like this, you need to start questioning yourself about why you're doing it. Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for others and masking it as if you're doing it for yourself? Because that is a real thing. Okay. Lashes are done. So now my lips. For my lips, I'm going to use this Stay Put eyeliner in After Dark by Milani. And it's going to be black. And I know it's going to look weird initially, but it'll look different after I blend it up. One more important thing I'd recommend is having a community of people who are also on the journey with you. I have somebody from back home who doesn't go to the same college with me, but I've known her since I was like 5 years old. And she also like is on a new journey with losing weight and kind of like getting more active and feeling like her best self where she wants to be in her standards, because you know everybody's different. And so it's really nice to like always text her, or sometimes we'll be like checking in with one another. Or if I find like a workout video that's kind of nice and I feel like she'd like it, I send it to her. Or like keep holding each other accountable in that sense. I also just have friends who like to go on walks, so it's also beneficial to have people to go on walks with. My partner is also very active. He runs a lot, so I have like a lot of motivation on all sides, even though family-wise I don't, but my friends are like my family, so I actually kind of do. And I have people that are always supporting me. And also, you are your best supporter as well. I tend to take a lot of progress pictures, because sometimes you don't realize that you're losing weight, and it won't become apparent until you kind of like sit down and you're like comparing pictures. And so lately I've been doing that for myself, and that's kind of where I realized that I was actually losing weight. The next thing I'm gonna use is this Ginger Snap NYX Butter Gloss. And actually, this might not look exactly how it's supposed to look. It's gonna look a little more chocolatey because I kind of DIY'd this a little bit. You're not supposed to do this, but I put like dark powder in it to make it darker, and I think I like it, like a little more chocolatey and darker. But yes, I do recommend taking progress pictures. I don't recommend taking them too often, or like focusing on that too often, because it will make you feel some type of way for sure. if you're not seeing differences like immediately, and then you'll stop being motivated, and that's like not the point of it. Maybe like after week 3 you're kind of like, oh, okay, like let me see the difference, you know. Don't do it immediately, it won't help. This is the Fenty Gloss Bomb, and this is Chocolate, I believe. I'm just putting a little bit on the center because it's a little pink and cute. And I don't set my face with setting spray anymore because it's a little bit dry out there. It's winter in the city right now, so I don't want to look any more dry and cracked than I already will be. But that's basically my face. So yeah, I hope that this video helps, and you know, people decide to take direction and where they want to go with their health. Like I said before, this is by no means, I'm not trying to say like you need to lose weight or you need to look like this or like that, but if you do feel like you want to do that for yourself, and that's perfectly valid, then like I hope that my tips will help you. I'm also still on this journey. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting closer and closer to it, so I feel more comfortable with talking about it. And if y'all would like to have more videos of me talking about stuff like this in the future, please let me know. But yeah, I will see you on the next video. Bye.